If they gonna get the money up to dig her body back up and have a real autopsy done on there, have a real investigation on there, who's it gonna hurt?
I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter.
Kim was fine the day before and the day of her death, and then now she found in the bed dead from pneumonia. That just don't sound right, bro.
Diddy was the one who set him up with the chick, you dig? So it's probably safe to say that Diddy, a whole lot of these people are sharing diseases and swapping bodily fluids because you have not heard a mention of a condom.
I don't think nobody in America thinks there's nothing suspicious about Kim's death, bro. If you are rich like that, you could, Kim had, I think, a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her. If she was that bad, she could have called an ambulance or something like that. Everything is suspicious about her death, bro. And I don't think an autopsy was done on her. And if it was a half.
Gene Deal dropped a bombshell question that's got Hollywood shaking in its boots. If they exhume Kim Porter's body, who's going down? The answer? Everyone. Kim Porter didn't just die of pneumonia. No, she was silenced because she held a secret so explosive it could torch an entire industry. Powerful players, with everything to lose, orchestrated her elimination, masking it as a natural death. The same vicious cycle of control that nearly destroyed Cassie. It did destroy Kim, but her death wasn't just about silencing a victim. It was about bearing a truth so dangerous it could unravel decades of deception. Insiders, speaking out at last, confirmed Diddy's been spreading HIV for years through forced encounters. No real autopsy was done because Kim's body would have exposed a chilling reality. Biological warfare, disguised as entertainment. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on why Kim Porter had to die to protect hip-hop's deadliest secret, and who might be next. To understand her death, we first have to understand her life. A life trapped in a cycle of control that began long before her final breath. Kim fought to break free, but Diddy's web kept pulling her back.
Kim Porter says she dumped Diddy.
I feel like...
In a statement to the TV show The Insider, she says she decided to end what she calls her on-again, off-again relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. She says it was in the best interest of both them and their family.
Old news clips tell a haunting story. Kim tried to escape time and again. Diddy? He dragged her back every single time. But what those reports missed, what the media couldn't see, was the violence that made those reunions inevitable.
I know Kim got tired. That's why she took that corkscrew and ripped his damn arm out. Tried to rip his arm off for putting his hands on him. I know she was tired. Them pillow fights and that smothering her with the pillows and all that, like he playing with her. I know she was tired.
Gene's words hit like a punch. Kim Porter was tired, not just physically exhausted, but spiritually broken by years of Diddy's physical violence. When someone who's seen it all says a woman was tired, you know she'd reached her breaking point. This wasn't occasional DV. This was systematic brutalization designed to break her will to resist Dot. The cycle was deliberate. She tried to leave. He'd escalate the violence, then use that fear to maintain control. But the physical mistreatment was just one layer of her prison.
Have nobody, bro. Kim couldn't have nobody. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Diddy could do whatever, Puff could do whatever he wanted to do, Brother Love could do whoever he wanted to be. If Kim ever tried to get with somebody, Puff would interfere with them or with her trying to be with them. He wasn't letting that happen. Unless he was bringing them to the picture. That's what he used Kim for, bro. He wanted to make a deal with somebody. He'll get another girl and a guy that he's trying to make a deal with, and him and Kim, they all party together. Man, he used Kim for that shit, bro.
This reveals the economic dimension of Kim's trap. She wasn't just Diddy's girlfriend. She was his business tool. used to secure deals by offering her body to potential partners. Every major contract involved Kim's participation, making escape financially impossible. Kim Porter wasn't just a DV victim. She was an HT victim, systematically pimped out to facilitate business deals while being brutalized for any resistance. When Kim Porter died, the investigation wasn't just inadequate, it was professionally sabotaged. Every detail began witness screams of coordinated cover-up.
You gotta realize, man, Kim's death wasn't even investigated, bro. Her death wasn't even investigated. And it should have been a proper investigation so all the family members can feel like that there was no foul play in her death. How is it that you know how we are as a people? I don't believe that 10% of your viewers that's watching this don't keep their phone when they go to sleep in arm reach. How is it that there was no electronic products or gadgets around Kim's bed? Her laptop missing, her cell phone's missing. Everything is missing that she could get in touch with her little girls if they not at home or her friends or family. All that's missing. How is it that, and this is hearsay, that the detectives did not even view the body in the bed where she died at? That the coroner had already removed her, pronounced her dead, and told the detectives that it was no foul play. And if that is true, as I've heard it, and we read certain things on the internet about it, that case needs to be reopened. We know that Kim, and it's in the this is in the documentation. Shout out to Paperwork, at the Paperwork part. I gotta shout him out, man, because he looked in the paperwork and it said Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia? And do we know whether she used that baby oil or not for that massage? It makes you say, that's a big...
Layer by layer, Gann exposes the conspiracy. The coroner relocated the body before detectives arrived, declared no foul play without investigation, a massage during life-threatening pneumonia, and missing electronics. This wasn't incompetence. This was professional evidence, destruction. Someone with serious power orchestrated Kim's death to look natural while ensuring no evidence could contradict the official pneumonia story. The missing witness testimony adds another chilling layer to the cover-up.
Police report. That this is in the police report that Dallas Austin's daughter, who was a friend of Kim's, left her house at 8 o'clock. That Kim had made a call, 911 call at 2:15 that morning. And I don't know what happened in the 911 call or what was said, but they said that Dallas Austin's daughter, according to Kim's father, was the woman that left her house at 8:15. So she was the last person, according to her, to see Kim alive.
Jean's revelation about Dallas Austin's daughter is terrifying. She was there when Kim died, never gave a statement, never dispelled rumors. The only explanations are a silence witness or an active accomplice. When the only person who could provide eyewitness testimony about a suspicious death refuses to speak for years, it's not privacy. It's fear of retaliation or complicity in the crime. But Gene's suspicions needed corroboration from other industry insiders to be credible, and it came from none other than Jaguar Wright with her own network of industry sources. She independently reached identical conclusions about Kim Porter's fate.
Do you think Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely. I can say that without
Put the mic on.
hesitation.
Put it on both of us for that. I need to know. Do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being by Andre Harrell. And I'm not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Noor talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting cocaine at the Kit Kat.
Diddy eliminated Kim because she had evidence that could lock him up forever. This isn't speculation. This is independent witness corroboration. When two separate insiders with different sources reach identical conclusions about a suspicious death, it transforms a conspiracy theory into credible testimony of criminal activity. And Jaguar's knowledge goes even deeper. She knows about evidence that survived Kim's death.
I know a good few of the people that got a piece of that book. The truth is, Diddy was highly paranoid right before Kim passed away. And when he found out that her and Cassie were still secretly talking and meeting, it became a very explosive situation for everyone who knew about it. Lunch at the Ivy. I hate the fact that she felt so terrified to tell the truth about the man that she had 3 biological children of, that she felt the need to have to be as covert as she was. But I'm grateful that Kim got her truth to people that she trusted. Problem is she didn't know who she could trust and couldn't trust. None of us in the game ever really did. I have no doubt in my mind that pieces of that memoir have been acquired by the home team, and that bad actors were incorporated so that they could put just enough spin to create reasonable doubt in the jury pool. It's a smart play.
Parts of Kim's book still exist, with people Jaguar knows. More importantly, Diddy was paranoid before Kim's death because she and Cassie were sharing information about their identical mistreatment experiences. The timing of Kim's death, right when she was comparing notes with other victims and documenting systematic mistreatment, transforms her natural death into an obvious assassination to prevent her from compiling that evidence. But Jaguar's most damning revelation connects Kim's death to a broader pattern of elimination.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was gonna meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you wanna know what they all had in common though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning, gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason.
Kim Porter's death was no isolated revenge. It was one execution in a systematic program of witness elimination, disguised as natural causes. The technique used to murder Kim Porter becomes crystal clear when we examine Big Homie CeCe's first-hand experience with Diddy's poisoning methods. The same approach allegedly used on multiple victims.
He poisoned Jamie Foxx. and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
So, wait, you're saying that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx and that's how Jamie Foxx got sick?
Jamie Foxx reported this man to the FBI because of this. Facts.
Wow. Okay, and how did you hear about this, if you can tell me, or if you can't?
These people poison people, bro. I've been poisoned 3 times. Why am I testing positive for cyanide? You feel me? Why do I had pneumonia 3 times? So people like, man, why he breathe like that? Because I only got 1 lung. And then I had a car crash, I got 1 nostril permanently blocked. And I done had pneumonia 3 times. Somebody been trying to poison me. My brother got poisoned with me. The little lady I was bodyguarding, she got poisoned. Like, somebody is carrying on these antics. These is facts.
Big Homie provides the missing piece. With devastating precision, Diddy allegedly poisoned Kim using the same method he used on Jamie Foxx and Big Homie himself, testing positive for cyanide after Diddy's parties, developing pneumonia symptoms, the exact pattern of Kim's death. But the most heartbreaking testimony comes from Al B. Sure, Kim's first love, who witnessed her desperate attempts to escape and nearly died trying to expose the truth about her murder.
More than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Trafficking, really? What's wrong with you? No way, but not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting,
yeah.
I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Diddy, who's about to, his trial's about to start. Yeah, yes. They're selecting a jury.
But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago. I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy?
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed because, and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came to me, participate and so on and so forth. I said, listen, I have no interest in speaking about another man.
But you are in the book.
Yeah, right. But this, I will speak about where our paths cross and which is most relevant. It's something I've been trying to say for many, many years.
Al B. Sure's story completes the picture. Kim begged him for help contacting authorities because Diddy was keeping her in check. She was suffering from STD infections from the enforced swinger lifestyle, but nobody believed him. And when he tried to make a documentary about her murder, Diddy allegedly put him in a coma. But unlike what people believe, Al B. Sure has never tried to clout chase, using his loss of Kim as a crutch. In fact, he's been raising his voice, despite the negative attention that's been on him since he woke up from that coma. Gene Deal witnessed the cover-up in real time, but his repeated emphasis on the missing autopsy reveals why the medical evidence was so crucial to hide.
I don't think nobody in America thinks there's nothing suspicious about Kim's death, bro. If you are rich like that, you could, Kim had, I think a net worth of like, what, 12 million a year or something like that? Kim could have called any doctor to come over and look at her. If she was that bad, she could have called an ambulance or something like that. Everything is suspicious about her death, bro. And I don't think an autopsy was done on her. And if it was a half
Gene's second mention of the botched autopsy emphasizes its critical importance. Either no autopsy was performed, or it was deliberately incomplete to hide evidence of poisoning and HIV complications. And the desperation to hide the truth, it continues, even from prison.
Sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me, telling me enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors enough is.
Diddy's continued efforts to silence witnesses from behind bars demonstrate that Kim Porter's death remains his most dangerous exposure, even more threatening than his current charges, because it would reveal decades of biological warfare. That autopsy was the smoking gun, the evidence that had to be suppressed. It would have revealed both the murder and the HIV status, exposing not just Kim's elimination, but Diddy's systematic biological terrorism. The deepest secret, the one that required Kim Porter's death, finally emerges through Jaguar Wright's nuclear revelation about Diddy's HIV status and its systematic transmission.
HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G.
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
He actually called HIV like having like a lot of women. Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins. I quote I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up. He did and he didn't stop doing what he's done. He an advocate. No, he did that and like it. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G. Come on, in the game, man. Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names in.
Young Miami is sleeping around with different guys, giving them AIDS.
Damn.
You know, and Future, Stephon Diggs is one of the people that got thrown out there. You know, she was with Diddy.
Jaguar Wright shatters the final barrier of silence with one devastating revelation. Diddy has HIV. Not only does he know it, he's been combating it head-on privately while continuing his freak-off parties. And she's not done. She can name names of other infected celebrities going around undetected. This isn't just criminal negligence. This is biological warfare. A man knowingly HIV positive who continues forcing unprotected encounters isn't just a predator. He's a weapon of mass destruction, disguised as an entertainment mogul. This infection network extends far beyond Kim Porter, creating a web of contaminated victims across the entire entertainment industry.
She revealed that he died of AIDS.
Man, you know, Craig has some like craters in his face. And then I had asked Kirk Burrows about that. You know, I said, yo, dude, man, what? All this y'all got the money and stuff like that. So he said he had a heart condition. So way back then, Craig was telling people he had a heart condition. So that's what people thought. I didn't know at that time that he had AIDS. I thought it was a heart condition. You understand? And then some years ago, I spoke to Roxy, and she confirmed that with me about the HIV and stuff. I wasn't gonna never say nothing about it, but I think she said something on a guy named Storm Monroe, his show, and she said something in and said something in the article and everything about that, but it's just crazy, man. That's wild. That's that lifestyle. You understand? That's that lifestyle, willing and ready to run up in anything, you understand? And these guys don't care. Any and everything that look good, that don't make it good. It is what.
Young Miami becomes the living proof of Jaguar's claims, allegedly infected by Diddy, now spreading the virus further through the industry. This transforms Kim Porter's death into damage control for a biological terrorism operation that threatens dozens of high-profile careers. Kim Porter wasn't just murdered to hide mistreatment. She was eliminated to prevent the exposure of a systematic biological warfare campaign that could trigger criminal charges against dozens of industry figures and destroy entertainment's entire power structure. But Kim Porter's HIV-related elimination only makes sense when we understand that Bad Boy Records had already perfected the art of hiding AIDS deaths within the industry structure.
A funeral, put in a gold casket. It takes, what, 2 months to get those gold caskets, had it within a week? Oh, you're a millionaire, I guess you can. You're a multi-millionaire, you can get it that quick. Then had somebody at the funeral home, had a bodyguard at the funeral home watching the dead body for 24 hours up until the funeral.
The infrastructure that made Kim's murder possible was also responsible for Bad Boy's first major star's death, and Kirk Burroughs, the label president, actively helped Diddy cover it up. This wasn't some improvised damage control. This was an established system for hiding HIV-related deaths. This established template explains why Kim's elimination was executed so professionally, because it wasn't the first time. The most chilling evidence of premeditated murder comes from Diddy's own behavior after Kim's death. Actions that reveal not grief, but sheer terror of discovery and desperate attempts to control the crime scene.